Yo, it's that bro Nez dropping another. You know what? I can't even say. I guess this is sort of kind of like a vlog, but it's more like gameplay. So what I'll say to that is, yo, it's that bro Nez, and I'm dropping some gameplay on y'all. All right. Now, unless you live under a rock, or in China or India or someplace like that, you don't you probably don't know what's going on with the Pokemon Go situation. And even if you are in those countries, I believe you probably still know what's going on with it. You just probably aren't you, you're not able to play it yet because it just hasn't come to the country yet. I know Japan just got it like 2 days ago, and so I figure, you know what? My son told me about it, and I figured, you know, let me give it a little try out and see what this is all about. And because I remember, you know, watching Pokemon with him back in the day and all that stuff. And I'm pretty familiar with Pokemon and all that stuff. But, you know, and I used to play it with my son. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't like as involved in it as he is. But now, but now I'm just like I'm totally hooked. I've been playing this game for the past since the ninth, since July 9th, and here it is today. It's the 24th, so it's exactly 2 weeks that I've been playing this game. And you know, when I first started playing this game, you know, just because I was, you know, communicating with my son. You know, my son's off in college, so I don't see him every day. So you know, I basically, and as I've been playing, I've been screenshotting and taking little short videos of stuff that I've been doing. You know, just to just to to play because I'm playing along with him. But just I'm here in Jersey, and he's down in school in Florida. And you know, I have to say, I'm really, really hooked on this game. So, what I figured I'd do, you know, there's a lot of things that I didn't know about the game when I first started playing it, and you know, I asked a lot of questions. He helped me out with some stuff, and then I just got to the point where I would just go online and start watching videos, and go online and go to the Pokemon Go website and try to figure some stuff out. And I figured out a lot, and I've learned out a lot. I've learned a lot about this game. So I figured, you know what? Let me use the screenshots and little videos from the gameplay that I've done to try to go through some of the stuff that I had problems with and stuff that I figured out along the way. I'll go through some of that stuff with you. Um, so, and don't mind me, 'cause I'm be looking up here. I got the screen going on right now. I'm watching the WWE pay-per-view, back Battleground. About to, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit of that and talking about this with you guys. So, don't mind me. I'm kind of like I'm multitasking. Um, so, I'm just gonna, start playing what I've been doing, and then I'm just gonna kind of narrate it for you, so that way you can see uh, some of the stuff that I've done, and I'll just kind of talk you through it. And a lot of it you'll just see it, flashing by, and some of the key points that I see, I'll talk about that, and some of the problems that I've had and stuff like that. Well, just let me just get into it. All right. Hopefully, in the end, I'll help a lot of people who are just starting out, because, like I said, they just went to Japan, and there's probably a bunch of people um, that that are still unfamiliar, that's still waiting to play this, even though Japan is kind of the birthplace of Pokemon. But neither here nor there. So, with that being said, let's just get right into it. Okay. So, what what you're seeing here is my first attempt at playing Pokemon. I actually had to snap this because this is crazy, because there was actually no service. The servers were down. So as you see right here, I threw a Pokeball, and this is my first Pokemon I caught. I thought I was big badass because I caught a Charmander, not realizing that they'll give you the option of picking one. I didn't know. This shows what I know. There's a Rattata that I caught in my car on lunch. Now that I'm getting the hang of this, as you can see before, when I threw the Pokeball, um, before that, there was a botched throw because I'm really not proficient at throwing Pokeballs and stuff like that. And as you see, I've been snapping, that I catching, some of the stuff. Okay, here is my godson. We went to Surf Taco, and I was just catching some Pokemon while we were sitting there eating taco. If you're in Jersey, in the Red Bank area, Surf Taco, bang it, check it out. That's my friend's wife. I caught a Cubone in front of her. You can see, there it is right there. So I'm thinking I'm the stuff because I'm catching all these Pokemon. Here's a little gameplay of me catching a Weedle. You know, my Pokeball skills in the beginning, I guess, were fairly decent. You know, they could be better. Um, Weedle, they're a pain in the butt. You know, those of you who are new to this, you're gonna find out Weedles, Pidgeys, you know, they constantly break out of balls, probably more than any other Pokemon. But that's, you know, I caught a Venonat here. You know, I was like beast when I caught the Venonat. And this is right here. I was showing. You hear me narrating a little bit. I was talking to my friend. You know, I had got to start playing Pokemon, and I was showing him that I caught some Pokemon. You know, I left this house late that night, and I caught some Pokemon when I left this house on the way home. And I was just showing him the Pokemon that, you know, are right down the street from his house, because he didn't believe me that there was Pokemon there. You know, I found this Poke spot over there by this monument across from the LIQ spot that we go to. You know, I was showing him how to, right here, how you go into the Poke spot and you spin the wheel there and get some free, you know, items. So I was showing him that. You know, I also caught a Zubat there. You know, and you know, I caught a Ghastly. But yeah, so basically, you know, as you see, I'm getting more and more proficient at, you know, at this game. This is where I had an egg hatch, and I got a Diglett.
What am I getting here?
And I was confused because I didn't know what the hell that thing was, what it even used for. Don't mind me, I was just eating a little something.
From one of my eggs.
My video had stopped playing on me. Oh yeah, this is now I'm checking out. I'm a level 5 now at this point, and I'm checking out gyms, and I'm starting to, you know, look at stuff, and I seen there was a Gloom in the gym. And so I started like researching gyms. As you can see here, I actually looked up some instructions on how to take gyms, how to fight in gyms. Got me a Drowsy. I was happy about that when I caught that Drowsy. And you know, I was out in Red Bank or somewhere out here. No, this is when I was out in Jamesburg, and I seen like all the Pokestops around. So I was a little happy. Right here was hatching another egg. This time I filmed it so you could see what I was actually having. I wasn't happy about it. But the thing about hatching eggs, a lot of people are tempted to drive their cars around to hatch them. If you go over, the trick is you have to stay under 20 miles an hour. If you go over 20 miles an hour, then it won't count towards your kilometers that you have to walk. And right here, you see my little Pokeball game is not as good as it used to be. You know, when I get a little later, I start getting more proficient in Pokeball. There's a spin move you have to do with the ball. You spin the ball like this, and then you throw it on a little curve, and it helps you give you more power to catch the harder things to catch. And the trick is to let the little orange circle or green circle, whatever color circle, to go down as small as possible to throw the ball in there. Because if you can get it in there, you get more points, more experience points. Oh, there's a lot of stuff about this game. This game is just like crazy. But Pidgeys and Weedles, mad annoying. Yeah, so you want the best thing I could try to tell you to do is you're gonna be tempted to spend, as you see, like all the Pokemon that I catch, you're seeing that my Stardust is going up and down, because I'm spending my Stardust. But this is where I tried to catch the Pidgey, and he kept popping out, and then finally he just got in my face. He was like, what, you ain't doing nothing, you ain't doing nothing. Right, so you know, that's usually a sign that the game froze on you, so I had to X out the game and come back into the game, as you just heard me say. But yeah, like I was saying before about Stardust, you're seeing that my Stardust is going up and down. You're going to be tempted to use your Stardust to level up your Pokemon, which is a good idea. You know, normally it's a good idea, but what I would say to that is that you have the ability to become a level 50. So you have to go through all these levels to gain up to level either 40 or 50. I think it's 50. Once you start getting past 20, you're going to find out that it's not 200 or 400 Stardust to level up Pokemon. It's going to start being like 2,000, 2,500 to level up Pokemon. And you're only getting 100 Pokemon, 100 Stardust every time you catch a Pokemon. So imagine how many Pokemon you got to catch 20 Pokemon just to level up one Pokemon once. So you need to start saving your Stardust now. So that's the best advice I could probably give you in this video. Don't spend your Stardust, because as you start leveling up, because you're going to get experience points from catching Pokemon. In turn, in the beginning, all right, it's like a vicious circle. In the beginning, all the Pokemons have low CP points. CP is combat points. Okay, those are the points that how strong Pokemon are when they go to battle. Okay, when you're first catching Pokemon,
New York City,
they all
baby,
have low
Pokemon.
combat
I
points.
just caught
Okay,
this bad boy over by
as
someone's
you
lure.
catch Pokemon
Yeah,
and
so I'm
progress, you
piggyback
gain
off my
experience
shit
points,
last
which
night,
you
so
gain a
why
certain
not
amount
do
of
the same,
experience
right?
points for each level. You level up to the next level.
Another one.
Right
Out here in the
now,
city,
I believe
baby.
I'm about to be level 18. All right, and I'm about to do a video
Really
on.
crazy.
I actually got a couple videos that I had did, but I had to
Yeah,
do
it
this
is.
one first before I
Yeah,
posted the other
already
videos. I did a video where I did a lore Pokespot farm where I dropped like 5 lures, and there was like 2 gyms there, and I was just catching mad Pokemon to try to level up on experience points. But that's for when you get more experience and stuff like that. Oh, this is where I was actually in the city, in New York City, trying to catch Pokemon. As you can see, there are Pokestops everywhere. It's like the Pokemon Wonderland. I think that's like Japan. That's got to be in New York City, but I think it's Japan because that's where Pokemon was created. And I've never seen so many Pokestops and gyms in one small location like ever since I've been playing this game. I mean, I've only been playing for 2 weeks, but I've been to several different places around Jersey, and it's crazy. But about Stardust, keep your Stardust. You're gonna need it. Trust and believe. But like I was saying about the vicious circle, Pokemon are low CP points at the beginning, easy to catch Pokemon. You start leveling up, Pokemon that you're catching are going to be increased in CP points. Ordinarily, you would use your Stardust to increase the Pokemon CP points to level them up for when you go to fight them at gyms. But if you just wait as you're leveling up, the Pokemons that you're catching are stronger. See, now if you start leveling up your Pokemon CP points, suppose you have a 10 CP Pokemon, right? You start spending Stardust, and you spend like, let's just say 3,000 Stardust to level your Pokemon up to like 150 or 200 maybe, okay? Once you get past level 5, you're going to start catching 200 and 300 or 400 level Pokemon. So that's Pokemon that you spent that 3,000 Stardust to level up. That's obsolete. You don't need it anymore because now you're catching Pokemon all the time that are stronger than that one you leveled up. So you see what I'm saying? You don't use your Stardust because when you start getting more than level 20, like that's when you're gonna realize that you really need to start spending your Stardust to level up your Pokemon in order for you to start getting higher levels than level 20. I'm about to be level 20. As soon as I do this Evo session that I do, that's another video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing an actual. Oh, I was happy that I caught this Abra, and the Jinx. Got 2 Psychic Pokemon. Boom. But I'm going to be doing an Evo session where I'm going to drop a lucky egg. That's another thing. Lucky eggs. Whenever you're holding a lucky egg, whatever experience points you get is double. So keep that in mind. That's my level that I was at the end of day 10, level 16. And to get from 16, as you see, to get to level 17 from there was 20,000 experience points. And get to level 17 to 18 is 20,000, 18, 19 is 20,000, and I think from 19 to 20 it's 25,000. All right, so I'm about to be level 18, and then I'm going to do the Evo session that I was just telling you about, where I'm going to drop a lucky egg and just do a whole bunch of Evolves. I have a whole bunch of Pokemon. I got a whole bunch of Poke Candies, which candies is another thing. Save your candies. Save your candies. Especially, you're going to start catching, while you're out there, you're going to see a lot of Weedles, a lot of Rattatas, a lot of Pidgeys. Catch them all. Don't think because you already got them that you don't need them. Catch every single one of them, because you're going to need them to evolve to level up yourself. Because when you evolve, every time you evolve a Pokemon, you get the most points out of anything in the game whenever you evolve a Pokemon. When you catch Pokemon, you get 100 experience points. If you're carrying a lucky egg, you get 200 experience points. If you threw a curveball or something like that, you may get an extra 10 to 50 experience points depending on how you catch it. If you get it directly in the middle of the small hole when throwing the Pokeball at them, you get a couple more points here and there. And like I said, if you're carrying a lucky egg at the time, that's double. When you beat a gym, whenever you beat a gym, you get 150 experience points. If you're carrying a lucky egg, it's at 300. Whenever you evolve a Pokemon, that's 500 experience points. If you're carrying a lucky egg, you do the math. 1,000 experience points. So that will make sense. Save your evolves, get a whole bunch of them. Like right now, I think I got about 50 Pokemon waiting to be evolved. Maybe, between I'm gonna say between 35 and 50 Pokemon waiting to be evolved. And I figured that's probably about how many evolves. Whenever you use a lucky egg, you get 30 minutes to use that lucky egg. Okay, so you're carrying lucky egg. Anything experience points you get in that half hour is double points. So why would I waste doing evolves throughout the game and only get 500 points for them when I could wait till I get a whole bunch of them, drop a lucky egg so I get the max uses out of my lucky egg and evolve them all at the same time. So I have the potential of making between, depending on how fast I can go and do it, I have the potential of making between 30 and 50,000 experience points, because that's how many, Pokemons I have to evolve, and I have the proper amount of candies to do so. So, do you know 50,000 experience points? If I could pull that off, I'll level up. I'll level up twice. So that means I'll be a level 21. Holla! That's what I'm talking about. That's how you got to play the game. You got to play smart. Right now, I think my Stardust, I think I have around 45, maybe approaching 50,000 Stardust. Okay, there are some guys that I saw on YouTube that got like over 100,000 Stardust. They researched the game a lot before they started playing it, and then they realized never to spend a Stardust, and they have over 100,000 Stardust, and these guys are like level 30. Level 30 is like crazy. These are like probably the original players. And now their Pokemon are mad strong. They got like 2,000, 3,000 CP Pokemon because they're catching 1,500 and 2,000 CP Pokemon in a while, and then they're leveling them up. So now you get you level them up another 1,000 points, and you have plenty of Stardust to do so. I mean, doesn't that make sense? That makes perfect sense. So you gotta strategize with playing this little Pokemon game here. So that's probably the best thing I could probably tell you guys is to, if you get anything out of this, save your candies, 1, save your Stardust, 2, catch every single Pokemon you see. I don't care if you have it, if you have a million of them, catch a million more. When you have to keep track on your Pokemon bag too, because I know in the beginning you're allowed to hold 250 Pokemon, but you can go in an item shop. This is where a lot of people are a little iffy about spending money playing, because once you conquer gyms, if you can hold down a gym, you get free gold coins. But no one's holding down any gyms nowadays. Not until you start getting those 2,000 and 3,000 CP Pokemon. No one's really holding gyms for the required amount of time that's going to take you to earn enough gold coins that you don't have to spend money on. So I recommend get yourself a little $10 pack. Get yourself some gold coins, like 1,200 gold coins. Buy yourself, upgrade your items bag, and upgrade your Pokemon, catch pack. I would say upgrade them twice, so that way you get an extra 100 each. Because let me tell you, when you're out there going to these Pokestops and getting items and leveling up and all that stuff, you're gonna get mad items, and it's gonna get to the point where you're losing items because you're not able to get any more items. So now you're going to Pokestops trying to get stuff, and if you're not using it as fast as you're getting it, because you're gonna be getting a lot of stuff, and you're gonna need all of that stuff, mainly Pokeballs, because until you get proficient at throwing them, you're going to be using a lot. Trust. When I first started the game, someone had told me about it. I bought 200 Pokeballs. I would say before I even got to level 2, I had went through all 200 of those Pokeballs, and that's while I was finding other Pokeballs going to Pokestops, because I sucked at throwing, and then I had to really teach myself how to throw better. But like I was saying, upgrade your items bags, upgrade your Pokemon bag, so that way you can catch more Pokemon. And as you're catching the Pokemon, you take all your low power Pokemon, transfer them back to the professor for candies, because you need a lot of candies to do evolves. And when you do evolves, you get experience points. If you're carrying a lucky egg, those experience points are double, 1,000 experience points for each evolve, which makes you able to level up faster. And that's the whole point of the game. You have to level up in order to catch the more rare Pokemon. Alright? There's plenty of Pokemon out there. You're probably seeing the most basic ones on a regular basis. But as you start leveling up, you start seeing more and more different Pokemons that are stronger and that are more rare. So if you can get yourself past into the 20s, that's where I feel that you'll start really seeing the good stuff. And I'm about to be there. So next video that you see me do, I'm going to be doing that. You're going to see the lure catch, and then I did a video when my first time taking over a gym, and then after that you're going to see me doing the level up session, the evolution level up session. So if you want to see me continue to do videos like this, please let me know, because I'll be more than happy to do this, because I'm out there doing it. I'm out there playing the game anyway, and I'll be more than happy to get some footage and stuff like that of, you know, different places I go and experiences I make, you know, that I have, and share that with you. So hopefully it for your entertainment and to help, you know, you beginners and maybe even some experienced people become better, because I'm still learning. I think this is a continuative learning effort. I'm going to be learning the whole time, and if I can make anyone else out there trying to play the game, if I can make their gameplay a little better, then that's what it's all about. You know, we got to do this together. And this is a long video, about 19 minutes. Looks like maybe 20 something minutes. So I'm going to end it on that note. But please like, comment, share, share this video to anybody else you feel could benefit from it. You know, just starting out and getting going. And happy poke hunting. I'm Dat Brunez, and I'm out this. Peace.